ran in Berlin on Sunday, then in Bellinzona in Switzerland on Tuesday. Here he's in Rome on Thursday. These guys just racking up a few races, earning a few bob. Marcio Teles of Brazil, only his second race of the year. Hasn't broken 50 seconds this year. Warholm will pass him very quickly, I'm sure. There is the Norwegian in lane 7, a great lane draw. All his training partners are female, he says that keeps him on his toes. But so with Berlin in 9:47.08 on Sunday, he knows there's more there. He's had a few days to think about this one. Ludwig Vaillant won the French 400 flat title in Albi on Sunday in 45.4. He's got very useful flat speed. He's actually a 45.2 man. There is Wilfried Hapiot of France, the world number 3 this year, a former European junior champion. Won the French 400 hurdles title in Albi on Sunday. And then there's Magui, second in Berlin, as I said, behind Warholm. Rounding into form, to be fair. He's getting better, may go sub-49 tonight. Nick Schmidt has had his injury problems, the Dutchman. Chat with him yesterday. He won the Dutch Championships back at the end of August, but only in 51 seconds. Mario Lambrughi from Milan, the Italian champion, Padua at the end of last month. And outside 50 seconds in Rovereto a week ago. And Konstantin Price goes on the inside for Germany. Only 6th in Stockholm, outside 50 seconds. He is the German champion this year. That was in Braunschweig in early August. But all eyes surely on Carsten Warholm and wondering what he can do. And this is 6th 400-meter hurdles of the season. Unbeaten, as I said. The world record dangling really in front of him like a carrot. But he did go on record yesterday in his press conferences saying if he chases the world record, he feels that it will not happen. He has to let it come almost organically. He holds the Diamond League record from last year in Zurich when he ran 46.92. Magui in 4, Hapiot 5, Vaillant in 6, Warholm in 7. Well, that meeting record of Samba, maybe one target for Warholm's left of picture in the pink top. He's gone off very quickly indeed, already stormed past Teles. We expected that. Kenzera there in the all-black working hard, but Warholm is so smooth, so fluid, pumping hard with those arms as he goes into the second bend. Vaillant inside him is trying hard to go with him, but Warholm here needs to push hard through this last 150. Has the race won, surely, barring disaster. Clears that barrier well. Vaillant going well in second place. In lane 4, also looking strong is Magui. But Warholm now towards the final barrier. Clear this one well. Appears to be an acceleration off that final barrier. Drives to the line. Look at the winning margin. 47.08. Well, it's another super fast time for Warholm. But the expectation, of course, leaves so many people with a degree of disappointment, which is so unfair. He wins again. Another very, very quick time. 47.08. Just when it is unfair to expect it, but I'm afraid he's created that pressure himself. Now, women's high jump concluded a little while ago, and Nicola McDermott from Australia, who's been in very fine form, going clear at the second time of asking at 1.95 m. She's really enjoyed her jumping in recent weeks. A relatively new name on the circuit. That gave her 3rd place.
Well, the two Ukrainians, Mahuchik here and Levchenko, have been battling it out all season. They're the two best in the world at the moment. In recent weeks, McDermott and Kinsey certainly pushing them a little bit. This is Mahuchik, 195, that was nice. Just looked a little bit of a struggle. They'd taken 2 attempts to get over 192 before this, but that was much better. She knows, as ever, when the two of them are in the competition together, you really can't predict who's going to come out on top. Levchenko had been clear all the way through, though, and was leading as she came to 198. 198 for Levchenko, no problem whatsoever. Smiles because she knew that put her in the lead and on count back wasn't going to be passed. So Mahuchik, Brit's been certainly all the way around Europe racing a lot. In his last race produced his season's best. That was just under 46 seconds in Zagreb when he was second. Inside him we've got Yusakara from Kuwait, the Asian champion from last year, the 27-year-old. Janizic of Slovenia goes in lane 7. This is such an open race. Edoardo Scotti will be hoping he can give, I nearly said the Italian home crowd, something to cheer about. They're not here. I'm sure they're watching on television. Made the final of the world champs last year. Only 20, fast improving, lots of personal best this year. Zalewski will be chasing him, part of the Polish, very strong relay contingent. Vladimir Assetti from Italy, second at the national championships. The aforementioned Scotti. This is Jochem Dobber. Again, you've heard me mention how well the Netherlands are doing. This is another one who's made a massive improvement. Again, part of that squad. And he is in lane 3. Kennedy Luchembe from Zambia. And then, rather surprisingly, you normally see Wesley Vasquez in the 800 metres, but he's no slouch at 400 either. He likes to get out in front of the 800 metres. He uses that pace for that. This time he's looking for a bit of a sharpener over 400 metres. So the Puerto Rican right on the inside in lane 1. Really hard to say who could take this. Zalewski there in lane 5, Scotti. Dobber's improving with every single race. Watch him in lane 3 as well. But the Italian in lane 6 will love to get the win here. There he is. Still only 20, as I said. He's on a personal best at 150, 200, 300 and 400 metres. Big win in Bydgoszcz earlier in the season. That's Luchembe. So the men's 400 metres about to be called to their blocks. All of these late season races, big opportunity for many athletes who might not always get a lane in Diamond Leagues in normal years. A chance to show what they can do. Just a little bit of a hold up, here we go. Van Niekerk, incidentally, was meant to be here. World record holder, Olympic champion, and did run a couple of evenings ago, but sadly he's had to return to South Africa for family reasons. It would have been great to have seen him here. So 400 ready to go. Dobber in lane 3, Zalewski in 5, Scotti in 6, Zic in lane 7 as well. Watch him. And Scotti started a little bit slowly. Zalewski certainly the quicker away. Dobber started pretty good in the white in lane 3 as well. And further out, Karam and Yusuf, Rabah Yusuf being chased down in lane 9 by everybody. And Scotti just starting to pick up a little bit as Zalewski comes up side of it. Look at Dobber in lane 3, certainly made up the stagger somewhat. Karam going well, the Q80 in lane 8 as they come round the bend, and it's going to be Karam who might just be leading this as Zalewski and Dobber right on the inside, the Dutch athlete. These three just a metre apart. Zalewski trying to move and Scotty's making a charge in the red shorts. It's Karam who's just starting to tie up a little bit, and Scotty's finishing fast, but is he going to get there? It's going to be tight. Can the Italian make it? He does! 45.22. Well, I said, could he do it at home? He started slowly. Zalewski through that first 200 metres, chasing Karam on the outside. Dobber was involved as well, but Scotty bided his time. It's taken down another 100. What a performance from him. A big chunk off a personal best again. He just keeps getting better and better. And to win on your home track in the Diamond League, nothing better.
Well, don't you just love races like that, Steve, where an athlete comes through and you can see them passing bodies and the line approaching. You're wondering if they're going to get there. You're wishing that they will get there. And he made it by inches. Brilliant run. There's a big celebration in the media seating around us here in the Olympic Stadium. And as you said, big personal best, 45.21. It's about 3 metres quicker than he's ever run. Not a season's brilliant record tonight, 7:32. There's Ingebrigtsen, Jakob Ingebrigtsen, the phenomenon from Norway, the youngest of the three brothers. McSweyn in good form. He won that 1500 in Zagreb in 3:32 just 2 days ago at a canter, frankly. The national record he's looking for is 14 years old. It's Buster Mottrams. Remember him? 7:32.19 back in 2006. Kiplimo in only his second race of 2020 there in the orange. Perhaps inspired by Joshua Cheptegei, his compatriot, who set a world record in Monaco at 5,000. will certainly give a good account of himself here, the former world junior champion at cross country. He's only 19 years old, Kiplimo, but world number 3 at 5,000 this year with a big win in Ostrava 9 days ago, 12:49. Ingebrigtsen, an astonishing talent. Bizarrely, has never broken 8 minutes for 3,000 outdoors, but that, frankly, will be a formality. Holds the world junior record indoors for 1,500 metres. Remember that fabulous double at the Europeans in Berlin over 1,500 and 5,000. At the age of 17, he'll be 20 on Sunday. Crippa, we've just zoomed past there, who's a very, very strong Italian who's improved in leaps and bounds this year. Reci Radzin, some of the lesser lights. Abdikar Sheikh Ali of Italy. But Jakob Ingebrigtsen, it'll be fascinating to see how he copes here against athletes like McSweyn. Because while you might think that Ingebrigtsen is a 1,500 metre specialist, you've got to remember he's run 13:02 for 5,000. He's got everything in the locker. So as these 14 starters get underway, it's important that the pacemaker does get this job right. Sean Tobin of Ireland, with McSweyn slotting in behind him. And you can tell he's pretty quick, Steve, because less than 30 seconds the clock and we're almost down to single file straight away. Yeah, through 200 there in about 30 seconds dead.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how far Tobin can actually go at the required pace. I'm going to be pedantic. They've spelled Ingebrigtsen's name wrong. He's a big star. Anyway, you can't get disqualified for that. But, you know, I think that's the problem here, Tim, isn't it? He's finding... I was so impressed with McSweyn taking it on the other night at 1,500, you know, and he's full of confidence. So it might mean that, I don't know, you know, we need a good race between those top 3 and 4, because I'm just not sure that Tobin can get too many laps in at the required pace. But, you know, if they get 2-3 in, they get a good tempo going, and then the likes of McSweyn wants to keep it going, then we could be up to something good.
McSweyn in second place. He said to me this morning that he feels absolutely great, even though he raced that 1,500 in just 48 hours ago, and he spent much of yesterday travelling from Zagreb in Croatia through Split, and then they had COVID tests to contend with. Spent much of the day travelling yesterday, but he said he feels fine. The pace is quick, there's no doubt about it. McSweyn in second place, and the tiny figure of Kiplimo in orange in third. I think the big figure of Matt Ramsden in fourth. Ingebrigtsen in fifth place, single file at the moment. But Tobin, it's important he goes as far as he can, holding the right tempo. Don't stay at the front if you can't hold it, because that will hold them back. We've got a great race in our hands building up here, Steve, as well. So we hope a really fast race. And it's a good job being done here by Tobin. I think a click under 2 minutes there at 800.
Yeah, good pace being set at the moment.
To run then, Ingebrigtsen looked very relaxed. He's had not only Tobin, but other men in front of him as pacemakers for some 5 laps and more now, as McSweyn glances up at the big screen. He can see what's going on behind him there. 2 laps to run at 59.83. He's gradually cranking it up, trying to turn the screw on the men behind him, who he knows are fabulously quick at 5,000, who he knows have great speed. Ingebrigtsen has astonishing speed endurance. Ryan Gregson, the Australian record holder at 1,500, ran 3:35 on Tuesday. Maybe he's feeling the effects of that one more than McSweyn. But these 3, with a lap and a half to run, battling it out. You could throw a blanket over them. Ingebrigtsen into second place. It's the highest place he's been yet.
Ignore that caption, it's missing off McSweyn, but he's there. He's at the front where he's always been. Ingebrigtsen now deciding he wants to be a little bit closer. Just feels Kiplimo might be a little tired. As they're coming round, it'll be the bell this time. These 3 are set up for, all 3 of them are going to be rewarded with brilliant times, but who's going to come out on top here? How low can they go on this last lap? This is going to be incredibly quick, because Ingebrigtsen's off and Kiplimo follows.
Ingebrigtsen running tactically supremely, 60.4 that penultimate lap. Now he gets to the front, and Stewie McSweyn has got to hang on to their coattails, because that Australian record may be beckoning. Ingebrigtsen still looks so relaxed with that slightly forward lean of his powerful legs above a slim torso, and he just winds it up, and he never really looks like he's hit the throttle absolutely flat out. He just begins to imperceptibly accelerate, lengthens the stride. 200 to run, 6:59 there. They're going to go under 7:30 here, surely, as Crippa shows that he's been feeling the pace. They're back in 4th place. He goes through. He's still going to run a great time, but let's see the race up front as Ingebrigtsen hits the home straight with just Kiplimo on his shoulder. Who's going to get there? McSwain there has got to hold on left to pick for that Aussie record, but Kiplimo battling towards the line, and he's going to get there. He's got the greatest strength. He's young too. They're both 19. What a race. 7:26.64. Boy, oh boy, one of the quickest times in history. And the meeting record, well, it was 7:46 by Jack Buckner, an old mucker of Steve and I back in 1984. That's been taken to the cleaners. What a run, and it's not often, Steve, you see Ingebrigtsen outstrengthed by another 19-year-old down the home straight. What an astonishing run, and that, I think, will be very close to the European record. It's the 8th fastest time in history. Only 30 men in history have gone under 7:30, and only 2 Europeans amongst them. A national record for Ingebrigtsen, of course. But 7:27.05 for Ingebrigtsen behind Kiplimo's astonishing run at McSwain. Well, he smashes that Aussie record, 7:28.02.
Warm, perfect conditions. Talia Brooks, closest to the camera. Quarter got a good start, so did Ophelia as well. Chadwick hits the first hurdle, that slows her up, and look at right in the middle there, Visser leading this, and Visser starting to go away already, and it's Visser Bogliolo. Visser's going to win this though. She gets it over, and she does, and it's a win for Visser, 12.72. Well, she did start as a mild favourite, I would say, and certainly lived up to that. Got a decent start, and then by hurdle 3 had a lead. Bogliolo tried to go with too much experience on the time lead circuit. He's had an incredible year. Spent a week or so training with Krauser, coached by Ryan Whiting, the former world indoor champion, and he said, I've thrown over 22 metres in training a few times. I know it's there, I've just got to get the right attitude in competition. But this year, Ponzio is doing very well, and again here tonight, setting the target over 21 metres in the second round. 21 metres and 9 centimetres for the American. He said it's finally all coming together. He makes it sound as though he's really old. He's not. He's mid-20s.
Lifetime best from 3 years ago. Willem Blossian, world number 3, the French champion in Albi just last Sunday. So he won in Zagreb on Tuesday. He lost to Pozzi in Monaco, and he and Pozzi, it's quite a match-up that. Pozzi is 5-2 in their races against each other. Crittenden, he could be the man that spoils the party for them. Freddie Crittenden of the USA, he goes in late 6. Lorenzo Perini won the Italian title a couple of weeks back in 13:53, and he also won the Italian indoor title back in February. He's done the double domestically this year. Antonio Alcana of South Africa, season's best in Bellinzona on Tuesday, so he's rounding into form. Had a chat with him in Turku quite a few weeks ago now, and he was disappointed with his form, but he's clearly worked hard and kept focused. And Yaqub Mohammed Al-Yuha of Kuwait goes in lane 9, the national record holder, but he was only 8th in Zagreb on Tuesday, almost a second off his personal best. Well, only 4 men have broken 13:20 in the world this year. It's one of those disciplines where, without the Americans really having entered the fray in decent numbers, standards just haven't really hit the straps. Meeting record, by the way, 13:01 by Alan Johnson back in 1999. Johnson, a multiple world champion. Not sure that's going to be threatened here tonight, but a really good race in prospect. Most likely between Pozzi there in lane 4, 4th from right. Belossian of France, right in the centre there in lane 5. And Freddie Crittenden in lane 6 in the black strip, 4th from left. Start from Pozzi, good start from Crittenden as well in the all-black. Pozzi leading at the moment, beginning to move through. Belossian's in a couple of barriers. Pozzi is beginning to go away, going well on the far side. It's Mallet in the yellow, he's coming back at Pozzi, but Pozzi's going to take it. So Britain takes the win from Mallet. Crittenden in the black taking 3rd spot, 13:16.
Still got it in her legs. Gemma Ricci finished 4th in Bellinzona the other night to this young lady here, Hedda Heine. Finished 4th, by the way, still under 1:59. 3 women, including Hoffman. Massive chunk that she's taken off a personal best this year. Has got better and better and better. Hedda Heine and Hoffman running under 1:59 with Gemma Reekie. Yarrigo, who's capable of the big times as well, not under 2 minutes this year. Alex Bell as well. So this is a very, very high quality field. The question is, how fast can they go? Herring was in Berlin in the 1500 the other day with the last race that Laura Muir ran. Laura Muir won on Sunday, so she just might be a little bit fresher after that hard 800 in Bellinzona just 2 nights ago. Hedda Heine, though, with a new national record for Norway. Reekie hit hard after the pace that night, and then they were all led round, and I think they all thanked Gemma. She was saying afterwards, they all came and said, hey, thanks for doing that. Not sure she'll do the same here, but she's got Laura Muir to think of, a training partner. Hedda Heine already started pretty quickly. Hoffman in the white has gone off a little bit more slowly, and on the outside of pacemaker Saka will be coming across and trying to get them through a good, maybe 58, maybe a bit under 58 seconds if she can. Laura Muir just checking a little bit. Nobody really wanting to go with this pace here. Gemma Reekie and Muir leading them, and they're not latching onto the back of the pacemaker, which is a little surprising.
Well, no, Gemma Reekie there in second place, and Saka, the pacemaker, maybe has gone off a little too quickly. Nobody really keen to go with it. I think Gemma Reekie has found herself on the front, but she looks a little reluctant about it, doesn't she? As you said, Steve, in her last race she was a pacemaker for the last 300 or so, and then they came past her, but a lead of some 10 metres or so is really not much use to anybody as they approach the bell here, and it is, well, it's not that quick. 59.36 for her. The pack will have gone through in outside 60. They really have languished around that second half.
No, and Edwards is the one who's come round because it's just so slow. They've all just been watching and waiting. Gemma Reekie didn't want to be hanging out there as she did the other night. Hedda Heine there. Laura Muir's just decided as Yarrigo comes on her outside to give a little bit of a nudge. I'm getting in a box here, I need to get out. So Edwards, with all the big names really there, queuing up. Laura Muir now starting to push, needs to get this moving. Hedda Heine following Gemma Reekie. Alex Bell trying to make a move as well. Hoffman absolutely nowhere after a fast run the other night. It's Laura Muir, and here again goes Gemma Reekie, a training partner. Muir will perhaps try and come back again, and Hedda Heine's not out of this. Looks fresh, looks good. Chasing Gemma Reekie home again. And Reekie striking out, but she's got a good meter. Is that enough this time? Hedda Heine not making inroads, and it's going to be Gemma Reekie's win this time. It's not going to be a quick race, but Gemma Reekie gets in. Hedda Heine, then Muir, and then finishing very, very quickly Christina Herring. 1:59.77. Quick last lap, much quicker. That was a completely different type of way to run sub 2 minutes. Went out very slow at the front when you consider the pace.
Third place over on the far side.
Duplantis again. We've gone higher, and he gets it. 6 meters. He passed at 5:19, 5:95. Said, "Let's get on with it." And he's clear 6 meters. It's such a shame that we don't have crowds to erupt in these stands when he does it, but he's pumped here, and it's a nice, warm, still evening.
World records indoors and outdoors, and said there's only one world record, and of course it belongs to this young man. He set 2 world indoor records and therefore out and out world records back in February. But this is an outdoor world record unofficially. No, it was so close. 2 more attempts to come. He did give it quite a clatter, but his target to get past Sergei Bubka's 6:14 back in 1994. Duplantis himself, of course, indoors in Torun, Poland, and then in Glasgow back in February, jumped 6:17 and then 6:18. Oh, he was over that. Just clipped it with his chest, Steve, on the way down.
And I think he thought it had bounced onto the not pegs here, but they hold it on, and he.
Days ago now. 6 meters. He's already set a meeting record. 6:15. This will be a world outdoor record, unofficial world outdoor record, because there is no such thing according to the world governing body. Oh yes! Oh, that is the highest vault in history outdoors. The camaraderie amongst these men who have to cope with it, moving around this circuit with those massive sets of poles. And it is such a tough job for them. Frequently hear about their poles getting damaged. It creates more tightness amongst the group. And they really enjoyed watching that one. This young man, well, in academic terms, is the most extreme genius you can imagine if you're able to put that sporting context to paper. Watch this, how far clear is he?
This is his third attempt at 2:24. We know Tamberi already clear, the Italian leading the competition. Ah, there you go. Well, we saw the first attempt, which really, I'm sorry, the second attempt, wasn't it? Which wasn't close. That, though, nice.
Club Cup is now history. We see Tamberi. Oh, beautiful jump. Beautiful jump. I'll tell you what, he reminds me a little bit of Dalton Grant. Way back in the 80s, Britain had a fabulous high jumper, Dalton, who I think took, was it the third or fourth in the World Championships eventually? But he had that sort of wriggling technique over the bar that Tamberi shows there. And he goes clear. Third time of asking.
Really impressive. Well, drama in the high jump. We thought it was all about Tamberi. He cleared his third time at 2:27, goes up at 2:30. Protsenko passes his third attempt. Watches Tamberi fail first time at 2:30, and then you've just seen him go clear. So Protsenko, that was all or nothing, throw of the dice. He'd had two failures at 2:27, moved the bar up to 2:30 because he was never going to win because of countback, and he's now
Bahamian. No racing, well, it's been fairly limited. It's all been in Kingston, Jamaica. This is the find of the season for the Europeans. Del Ponte, fabulous form, national champion just a few days ago in Basel for the Swiss. It's her 16th 100 of the year. Marie-Josée Tallou of the Ivory Coast, well, has raced very little this year, but she hasn't been racing very well. She was second in Berlin last Sunday, in 11:38 to skippers, but her times haven't been great by her standards. Antoinette Strawn of the Bahamas goes in lane 8, a world junior champion at 100 and 200. And then Marie van Hoenestein of Netherlands goes in lane 9. Fastest time in the world this year, 10.86. Only 4 women have gone under 11 seconds this season. Normally would be into double figures at this stage. Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce, the fastest in the world with 10.86 for Jamaica, and her compatriot going here in lane 5 is the second quickest in the world, Elaine Thompson-Herah. Meeting record, well, a very impressive 10.75 by another Jamaican, Karen Stewart, back in 2009. That lineup again: Bongiorni in 1, Lanzikwo in 2, White in 3, Hobbs in 4, Elaine Thompson, the Olympic champion, goes in 5, Del Ponte 6, watch her, the Swiss, Marie-Josée Tallou in 7, Strawn 8, Van Hoenestein in 9. Great start there from Thompson. Certainly got some catching up to Del Ponte at the moment, and she's steaming away with this one. Good running here from Tallou in the orange as well, but look at Thompson, it's a 2-metre gap, 2.5 metres at the line there, 10.84. It's the fastest time in the world this year, and in almost still air. Perfect conditions for the sprinters. It's a quick, hard track, this one, and they love this heat. It's still a very warm, sticky evening here in Rome. It's what, 8:10 local time, but 10.85 it's adjusted to. That still makes it the quickest time in the world this year. She will be delighted to leapfrog her compatriot Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce.
We never often mention the world rankings. He's actually ranked number 10 in the world on the world rankings, which is a collection of points you gather based on performance and where you finish in the right level races. Simbine, though, right in the middle in lane 5. Men's 100 metres. Great start from Simbine. Cisse Awell also right over on the far side, and he's leading this at the moment. It's Cisse and Simbine. Will Cisse hang on to this? Simbine is charging, and he's going to get it. Simbine gets it from Cisse. 9.95. Very, very slight following wind. Well, in a different way, that's a real demonstration of his pedigree as well. Didn't panic. Cisse, another really good performance. Didn't manage again to really carry it all the way through after another scintillating start from the Ivorian Coast athlete. 100th of a second is taken up by 9.96.